Why can you hit your short irons pure, but your long clubs go so far offline? Your short irons have no curvature, but again, your long clubs curve like a banana. In today's golf lesson, I'm going to explain to you why this happens to your golf shots, and I'm going to do it from the comfort of my own office as we have another cracking English summer day outside. Let me know in the comments down below, is this something that you struggle with? In some cases, golfers even hit draws with some of their shorter clubs, but can't stop slicing their long irons and their woods. Is this you? Let me know in the comments down below. Before we get into the topic of why shorter clubs go straighter than longer clubs, if you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Little reminder for you all, if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that big red subscribe button, hit the thumbs up as it helps the channel, and turn your bell on so you get notified of when I upload all my new videos. Now what I need for this is a pen and a bit of paper. And the subject we're going to be talking about today is D-plane. D-plane can be a pretty tricky subject, but I'm going to make it as simple as I possibly can with some of my super drawing skills. So first of all, don't forget that strike has a massive influence on where your ball goes, especially with hybrid fairway woods and drivers because of roll and bold. So heel strikes, toe strikes, high strikes, low strikes will change the spin, and if you heel or toe it, it'll also have that gear effect to make that ball curve. But D-plane is going to play a massive part in curvature of the golf ball. So first of all, we have a golf club. So this is from the top, hitting the golf ball from a straight path, an out to in path, or in to out path. I'm sure most of you, or all of you, would have heard of those terms. Now, from the side view, okay, so now my club is going out like this. We also have the club moving down, so on an angle of attack, and your club can also move up on your angle of attack, can also be level. The final thing is we also have loft. So again, from the side angle here, your loft of your club, it can be high lofted, it can be low lofted, depending on what club you're using. And again, we have the path that your club is moving on. Now, the 2 points that we want to make reference to is when this club hits the ball, the path that your club is moving on and the loft. And remember, this loft can be different depending on what club you're using. So this would be like your sand wedge up here, and this would be your driver down here. So if we spin this beautiful drawing around now, taking note of where that path is going and the loft is going, as this is going to be the key to your axis tilt and your D-plane. If we now have the club facing us, okay, so this is my driver again, we can see the grooves on the face. Path, dot, I know this is a bit low, but I don't want to do it on top of the picture here. And loft, okay, path and loft. Now, if your path, face to path and loft match right on top of each other, this is what's going to cause some tilt or no tilt. So if it's directly on top of each other, there'll be no axis tilt. Now, let me just grab a golf ball quickly. I'm not going to grab a golf ball, actually. I'm going to grab this training aid from Damn Frost, but it's perfect for what I'm trying to demonstrate. So this black line is your axis. If your ball spins on that axis, it will fly straight. Any tilt to this axis is where you'll start to see that curvature, depending on which tilt you put on it. So this tilt is what we're trying to avoid to hit longer and straighter shots. So think of that line that I drew here as this line across the middle of the golf ball. This is my loft, this is where my club path is moving, this is my loft face to path, it's on top of each other, so my ball will spin end over end on top of each other with no curvature. There's no axis tilt. Now, if my face to path all of a sudden decides that it wants to be open, okay, so it's, I don't know, whatever number you want that to be, my face and my loft is now over here, which means that if I draw a line down to this one, I now have an axis tilt. So my face to path and my loft is causing that tilt in that axis. So I'm now tilting and it's now going to curve off. That is causing that curvature in your golf shots. Now, if we go extreme, let's go all the way over to the side of the page here. I have got my loft, I've got my path that my club is moving on. I move my loft open by X amount. If I have, again, I'll just draw those lines and connect them up. I've got my tilts on my club here. This one would be straight, this is curving. If this is, say, my wedge at 60 degrees, but I'm presenting, say, I don't know, 48 degrees instead, if I now deliver my driver loft, which is, say, 16 degrees, 14 to 16 degrees aloft at impact, which would be down here, and now I connect my face to path, because the same relationship between my 60 and my driver isn't changing. This is, let's say, 10 degrees open for both. I now have a much bigger tilt on my driver compared to my wedge. So even though my face to path is the same, this axis tilt is increasing because the loft that I'm presenting is different and lower. So if you have the same face to path relationship throughout your bag, okay, this would be, let's say, 10 degrees open, like we've said. Face to path with my wedge has less axis tilt than it does with my driver, which has more axis tilt, which is going to curve more offline. So this is why, if you went extreme and went all the way up here, look, and then drew a line all the way down the page, again, there wouldn't be as much tilt. So that is why lofted clubs don't curve, or look like they don't curve, as much as what your longer clubs, your lower lofted clubs do. So if you're trying to work out what issues you have in your swing in regards to face to path, I would suggest getting those longer clubs out and seeing what curvature you create. That might tell you that you always have an open face because it's always curving off to the right. You might have a closed face because it's always curving off to the left. But with those shorter clubs that you enjoy hitting more because they're easier to hit and you don't see that awful curvature and you think there's nothing wrong, it's not telling you the full story. Get those longer clubs out, see what curvature you have. Go to your local pro and say, look, I'm curving everything this way, but with my shorter clubs, it's not doing it. Is that because my face to path relationship is wrong? And it probably will be the case. And then you might change your grip, you might change your wrist angles, you might change whatever it might be to get control of that club face so that loft and face to path match up with that path, and then you get rid of that axis tilt and you start to hit those longer clubs just as good as those shorter ones. Now, I hope that those drawing skills are decent enough for you to understand. And Dan Frost's little golf ball training aid, probably should do a video on that actually. And those drawings help you understand why you might be curving those longer clubs or having curvature on those longer clubs instead of those shorter ones, which you don't see so much on. Let me know in the comments down below. Bit of a different video here in the office, not in the studio, not outside. Let me know if this helps with your golf and understanding why potentially your golf ball is doing what it's doing. I hope that helps. Again, in the comments down below, let me know what you think. And remember, if you're enjoying the channel and the content, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, it helps the channel, and turn that bell on so you get notified of when I upload all my new videos. Thanks all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.